Tara, weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking day.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Social Beaches. I'm Carolyn Smith.
I'm Kellie Bowling.
We're with the Coastal Estate Team. We sell real estate between Mims and Vero Beach, so all of Brevard County and all of Indian River County. We would love to help you buy or sell a home or answer any real estate questions that you have. You can reach us at hello@coastalestateteam.com or call us at 321-422-2160. And today we're going to talk about some fun things, but I wanted to tell this story, a Target story, because Kellie and I actually, which we're trying to do more, the Social Beaches, get out and about and post some more of those things. So we actually had gone out and done a little like retail therapy. And I ended up going back there because there was something that I wanted to look at that I didn't buy that day, but I went back and bought it, of course. And then I was looking at this little tank top, and it was $68. $68 for a little tank top.
It is a little pricey there.
So I decided that I needed to buy some things at Target, and I was online shopping at Target. I'm like, I wonder what the Target tank tops cost. $6. They had
10% of the cost.
$6 and $8 tank tops. And I'm like, and then there's like 1,500 positive reviews. I'm not saying like they don't have things with not positive, but they have a lot of things that are like just T-shirts, tank tops. Now, I have a couple Target T-shirts that I just wear around that I really like. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with them. They're thick. They're great. And so I ordered some, so they're coming in the mail. So I can't wait to see what these $6 and $8 tank tops.
I feel like they might be pretty similar.
Yeah.
You know.
$68,
right?
$6 or $8.
There's quite a markup.
The numbers are sort of the same.
I mean, even if they don't last as long, you could literally buy 10 of them before you.
Yes. And we get sick of things.
Yes.
Or the styles change.
I'm the type of person, like, I wear the same thing over and over and over, and then I'm like, I'm so over that whole outfit. No thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. And I saw a girl on TikTok, and she was like, I bought this entire outfit. She was going to a wedding. She had the dress, she had the earrings, she had the shoes, all the accessories, her bag, everything, all Target. Yeah. So I was like, maybe we need to be...
Yeah, maybe a little more
considering.
Thrifty. Yeah.
Yeah, because I go to like, nothing against TJ Maxx, and my daughter loves Ross, but I go in there, and I'm overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Like, I don't know how to shop in there to find and coordinate the outfit. So I found a really fun boutique on TikTok because I was buying everything at like Loft or Ann Taylor, J. Crew, those sorts of websites, and still struggling a little bit with piecing things together. But they would have like the outfit inspiration. So you'd be like, okay, I want that. And then I ran across this TikTok channel. It's called The Holly Girl Boutique. And she does these cute little videos with what to wear when you don't know what to wear. And I'm like, okay, that's your hook. You've got me. And then I'm watching, and she's putting this cute little outfit together, and they're all available in her shop. And she tells you what the names of everything are. And then she has like different models of different sizes. So, you know, like they're this tall and she's wearing this size, and I'm this tall and I'm wearing that size. And it's like, all right, I'm going to order one thing in a size that I think maybe will work. And it came, and I'm like, wow, it fits. So I've spent a lot of money on that little boutique. And the pieces are, I feel like, in an affordable range. They're not as pricey as like Ann Taylor and J. Crew. Right. Not as quite cheap as Target for a lot of the things. But she has everything. She has jewelry, and she'll style it with the jewelry, and she has shoes and bags. It's nice when they put it all
together. Yeah. I mean, we don't have the time. I mean, I
don't have the brain space left for any of that. No.
I find that that's really difficult to think about what goes with what. And you don't want to buy a skirt and then you have nothing to go with it, because then the skirt just sits in your closet.
Yeah.
And you've wasted money. So it's really smart to have all that.
I've done that so many times where like then I'll go clean my closet out. I'm like, oh wow, this still has the tags on it because I never wore it, and I bought it 4 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. So we're doing some bargain shopping now. We'll let you know what we find. So so we're going to talk about Stranger Things, Real Estate Edition.
Yeah. I mean, Halloween's coming up. It'll be well past then when this airs, but you know, sometimes we have some strange requests and requirements that we have to meet in real estate for certain buyers and sellers.
Yes.
So do you want to, you should do the first one.
I'll do the first one. So I had they did end up buying something, but I had a buyer, and we were talking about what offer to put together for the house. And he comes up with this number that I was like, that's just a really...
An odd number?
An odd number. Well, it wasn't an odd number. It was a prime number. So he's like, but it's a prime number. Okay. I still cannot really tell. I'm not a math person.
No, and we did learn this in school, and I had to Google it, and I'm like,
yes,
oh yeah,
like, what's a prime number?
Okay, but then like if you ask it, I know I Googled it when this happened. I still can't remember.
I can't remember.
So,
it's not something we use in everyday life.
No.
But he was very smart, and he's a very smart man, and it was important to him to submit a prime number. And then as we were negotiating back and forth, it always had to be a prime number. So
interesting.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like sometimes
different.
Communicating that to the other side, be like, okay, listen, it's important that we land at a prime number for him. Okay, so we're not trying to screw you over, and we're not trying to make a win here. Like, this is just important to him, and can we just go to the next prime number? You know?
Yeah, and this is why we're putting in this very odd number as our offer instead of like a.
Just a flat number.
Yeah, a normal number. That's what I'll call
like
it.
that ends in a 5 or a 0, you know?
Yes. Oh, Lord.
So the other thing that we've run into are people who need to close on what is known as an auspicious date. And I believe this is a Hindu tradition. When I Googled it, because I was like, what does that even mean?
Yes.
So you recently had a closing that I think there was going to be maybe some delay if we couldn't get some document in time.
It was a closing where it was contingent on the closing of her home, and the person buying her home wanted to close on an auspicious date. Okay. And we're like, I didn't want to seem really dumb. Like, I never, and I guess it's more common up north.
Maybe.
Because she said it was not the first. This agent up north said it was not the first time she's run into that, but I've never heard of it.
No, I've not heard of it either.
So
but
Kelly looked it up.
There are for different life events. So for registering a property, like so buying a home.
Yeah.
There's some for moving. There's some for getting married. Stuff for your business. Like there's all these auspicious dates, and they're not all the same for everything. So
and they're not like close together. Aren't they like months apart? Where like if you miss one, you got
to wait a month or two for the next. Yes. From what I found, at least that's what I could find. And again, this is not a tradition that we are skilled in or versed in. So we're
trusting the Google.
Yes. Google is our source for that. So that was interesting.
It was interesting. And even more interesting is we've been looking, see, I knew I was going to lose my voice. We've been looking for a showing agent or another agent to join our team. Kelly and I have been very busy and overwhelmed, and we just need another person and really looking for the right person. And we're excited because we have found the right person.
Yes.
And they have taken all the steps, and they're moving forward. We can't give their name yet because there's still a few final things to do.
Yeah. And by the time this airs,
it will be a done deal.
Yes.
But what we were excited about is we're doing the research for this. And Kelly said, I wonder if they're coming
on an auspicious date.
And you checked.
I checked, and yes, it actually is one for moving, which is perfect, and also for marriage. Yes. And I feel like, when you join a team, it's a bit of a marriage.
It's a marriage. It's like a family. Yeah. So we were so excited.
Yeah.
We're like, oh look, we have an auspicious date.
So it's a good omen.
Yeah. So it's a very good sign, along with we're going to throw some cinnamon in the door and burn a little sage. And,
I feel like sometimes that can work. Have you seen that? Like, it's, wake up, it's the first of the month, and then people are blowing the cinnamon in their door. They're doing all the things.
to remind me, so I'm blaming Kelly.
Well, the first time you were like, I'm not throwing cinnamon on my floor, and I can't mop it up. What? You don't even notice it. Promise. You don't.
And I had to do it. I had to be convinced. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do the cinnamon. And then I was like, you don't see it. And cinnamon, supposedly, doesn't it repel bugs or something too?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's not cinnamon sugar.
No,
I
mean just
the spice.
The cinnamon, ground cinnamon is what I use. So I'm going to try a different thing in November where I'm going to get a lot, like a whole gob full, because I would like lots of money to come in my door. And we're going to do it at our office too.
We're going to do it at our office. But the problem is, so now we have to figure out if my son, because I'm going to be out of town on November 1st. So we're going to have to figure out, can my 20-year-old son be trusted? And then Kelly said he's going to get all the money, which wouldn't be bad. I mean, I wouldn't be sad if he got money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's what we're doing. The next thing is the threes. So years ago, I sold a house, and it was a new construction, and it was on a lot. And there were 2 lots, and they had been joined together. So they separated them out, and they were selling both lots, and it was an existing neighborhood. And the buyer, had a thing for 3s, which we didn't know until the address was assigned. And he's like, I really would like the address. It was 3 numbers to be 333. 333.
All 3s.
All 3s. And we got close. We did not get all 3s, but Jen... God bless Jen. She's in the office.
What would we do without Jen?
She's calling like the fire department, the county, I forget who, emergency services. She had to go through emergency services.
They do the 911 addressing.
To get the address changed.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And she did all the things, and we got as close as possible to all 3s. But this was like a very important thing to this person.
Interesting. You know who should have changed their address?
Who?
I had a client that closed on Friday the 13th. It was a December Friday the 13th, a few years ago. And his address started with 666. I won't name the street. We'll keep his address private. And I was like, ooh, this is not good. This is all bad. And the whole transaction.
On Friday the 13th.
And he closed on Friday the 13th, which I'm like, this is dumb. Why did I write that?
Yeah.
But I don't remember if I had control over that, because it was a situation where the house was actually in foreclosure. Like there was a date scheduled for the courthouse auction and all of that.
So you had to get it done.
We had to hurry up and get it done and make sure it could happen. And then after he closed, he was like, okay, now how do we get this auction removed from the auction? How do we let them know? And I'm like, I got you. So it was a few phone calls, but he should change his address, I feel like, because it's interesting. You know, in the property appraiser, you'll have like the owner's mailing address. So whether that's the address of the house or they live somewhere else, right, for the tax bill purposes. Yeah. And then there's always a site address.
Yeah.
Well, his mailing address shows the address of his house. Yeah. The site address says none. It's always said that. It's never, and I'm like, is this a county thing? Like they're afraid to put those numbers in twice or something? It is weird. It's never changed. Weird. So,
well, he did buy the Friday the 13th house, so there you go.
Yeah. So, and then
people you have to talk about this one.
Interesting property requirements. I've only run into this a couple of times where, certain things, and people have different requests for feng shui. Like the house has to be south facing or north facing. Do you know,
like when the stairs are coming, the one thing I absolutely know is like when the stairs are coming, where you walk in the door and the stairs are in front of you, that means all your money is going to go out the door.
Oh, okay. Yes. So no stairs in front of the door.
You cannot walk in and have stairs.
Well, that's like you're not supposed to face your bed to the door of a room.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why. It's bad.
I don't know.
Like your spirits leave your body. Or I don't know. It's something.
But the
weird.
stairs is your money going out, because I've had several people. If somebody's very good at feng shui and they go with you, it's complicated.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Well,
then there's also the request of, do you know what the EMF, electromagnetic frequencies are of this property? So like high voltage power lines, regular power lines, this sort of thing. And I've had a buyer actually purchase a device on Amazon so they could go to their lot that they were building on to make sure that there wasn't too much of that happening. It's a health concern for people. Right. Some people are affected by it. They get like migraines, or
some people are worried about
cancer, things like that.
They've said that it's not a cancer risk, but hey,
I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
We don't know.
So if that's important to somebody, to be open-minded and to understand that. And I actually recently had another person that called me and was telling me that there is a company that was based, I think she said in St. Augustine, that would visit on her behalf with not Amazon equipment, like much more expensive equipment that's high tech and whatever. And you could even get like electrical engineers involved. And I'm like, this is not really a thing that we've run into that often. It's very rare, but it does happen.
No.
So those are, some interesting things that buyers might have requests for. So the feng shui, I feel like that's not so strange, because we do run into that.
There's a lot of people who are very into feng shui, and truly, and I think it matters which way your kitchen window faces. And there are so many like nuances of feng shui that, because at one time I thought, well, I should take a class in that, like, so I could learn about it, because I think it's fascinating, honestly.
Yeah.
Super fascinating. But then I thought, oh, I will never remember all this.
Have you ever had a buyer ask you to get their photos removed off of the internet? I have too. And that brings up something interesting. I feel like I've read on some of the mastermind groups on social media where it's really common in some areas where everybody's asking for it to be removed. But I've only ever had one client ever ask me. And of course, if we're not the listing agent, you know.
Even if you're the listing agent, it's almost impossible because it syndicates. So yeah, you could take them off of MLS, but then it does not, once it's closed, the removal of the pictures does not syndicate out to places like Zillow or Realtor.com.
Right, so it lives there forever. It's kind of like the internet age. And for some people, it's a security issue, but it's like your things were not in the home unless you bought it furnished.
Right.
So it's not so much your stuff. Floor plans, though, are interesting because then people know the layout of your home. So putting that in the pictures versus documents is something to maybe consider. But you want buyers to be able to know what
they don't always have the ability to look at documents, especially if they're looking at Zillow or Realtor.com. The documents aren't there. So if the floor plan's not a photo, they can't see it.
Yeah, and that's important because the number one feedback you get is they didn't like the layout. I love it when I get that on ones that I have provided the floor plan on, and I'm like, okay, thank you.
Any of the other fun comments we get, we're like, did you read the narrative that clearly states that? But
right. Yes, that happens. Yeah. Reading is a new skill.
Reading is fundamental.
Not everybody does it, but they should.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it for today. Do we have anything else?
I think that's all.
No, we're going to start getting into our holiday fun. We have some fun things coming up. Yeah. And we'll be introducing our new team member, which we're very excited about. Relieve a little bit of the pressure on Kelly and I. So, we're excited
it's always,
Kelly and me.
The more the merrier, right?
My mother, the English teacher, will be like, it's Kelly and me. All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Sunny days, no